Hi, it's Carissa. I'm going to be explaining today how to assemble the alto saxophone. So beforehand, I had my reed and I was sucking on it. I flipped it back and forth so both sides got pretty wet. It's a brand new reed, so it needed a little extra time. So I started with that. So I'll do that a little bit first for another second. The things I'll need out is my cork grease for my mouthpiece in the neck, where I will attach them. And then the first thing I actually do, second thing I do after sucking on my reed for a while, or you can soak it for a few minutes in like a small vial, like medicine bottle container of water too, whichever. This is easier for right now. And then the next step is to put on your neck strap. Easier said than done, I guess. Okay. I now have my neck strap on, and now I'm going to grab the neck. And I don't have a towel with me, which I usually do, so I'm going to diligently apply my cork grease. I'm not going to like slather it on, and then you can slather it on if you want, and then use your finger to kind of smooth it out. This is a brand new saxophone, so that's very important to pretty much do this every time to be able to have ease of applying the mouthpiece to the neck. You want a towel for, especially if you're going to be using your fingers, so that you're not transferring the grease onto the keys, into the pads, any other part of the instrument. It only belongs right here on the cork. It doesn't belong anywhere else. So now this is on. I have the cork grease on my neck. I'm going to take my mouthpiece and so this is the mouthpiece. This silver thing is a ligature, so I'm going to take off the ligature, put this in my mouth, and then this flat side is the table. So I want the table to be on the underspace, the same as the underside of the neck. So then I will gently slide it onto there. You want to try to leave, I don't know, like a centimeter of space to start with. This is how you'll tune it, is by pulling in and out. If it's sharp, you'll pull out. If it's flat, you'll push it in more. But that's something you'll actually have to do as a tuning. But generally, this centimeter is about a good tune section to use. It'll depend on the weather, cold or hot. Also, to know whether you need to do it any differently, but if it seems to be at this measurement of the cork, you can use a pencil and draw a line to make it easier for assembly. So next, I am going to put on my ligature with the screws on the inside, the underside, inside the curve, and then I'm going to kind of raise it up a little bit so it's loose, and then slide from, I like to do it from the bottom, but you have to make sure there's like a lot of space in between so that you don't chip the tip of your reed. The flat side of the reed, the heart, like the heart and whatnot, is going to go on the, is going to be what's hugging the table. It'll be pushed up against the table. So I just slide it up. But when you do that, you have to be careful not to damage the tip of your reed. So I'm confident in doing that. I've played the saxophone before. I'm a French horn player, but I have played the alto sax before and the baritone sax, so I'm confident on how to apply a reed carefully. If you are not so confident in it to begin with, you can go from the downward angle instead. I think my ligature might be upside down. Oh. Sorry. Okay, so then once you want to make sure that the rails of the reed and the rails of the mouthpiece align, there's not too far on one side versus another, and you want to make sure the tip of the reed meets the tip of the mouthpiece very well too. You don't want it to go over, you don't want it under, or else it's going to be not making very good sound. It'll be a little more difficult. So now I'm confident in the placement of my reed, so I'm going to hold on to the bottom of my reed and twist the screws to tighten it. And then I am going to put the mouthpiece cap back on. Now I'm going to grab the actual saxophone. I'm going to grab it by its bell. Right here's the bell. And right here, see my finger, right here is a hoop that I will take the hook of my neck strap and I will hook it. That way it's secure. You do not want to always rely on that hook in your neck strap, because especially since this one doesn't, like, it's not enclosed, it's just a hook. Like, I've sat down with it, like, sitting on my lap this way, and it somehow had slack and it came undone, and I noticed it before I did anything, and I didn't drop it. So that, or it could be a malfunction, or anything. Even the weld can come undone. Hopefully not. That'd be some serious problems if your weld for the hook came undone, but it's possible. So this is a new saxophone, so it has these on here. It looks like you just throw them away. You don't. So this, I take off this cap first, and it's hollow inside, so I sit it down. You want to keep this on here to protect this piece of metal that will affect your tonal holes on the mouthpiece or on the neck. And then this little piece, I put it inside. I just drop it right inside here when I'm playing. So now I have the bell is going to be slightly left, and I am going to, at the top, there's screws. I still have the cap on my mouthpiece to protect my reed. I'm going to put this on, screw this in, and you want that piece that was covered to kind of line up with this piece of hardware that's on here. They should mostly all have this. It kind of gives you a good alignment. Once that's on there, you want to slide it gently. You don't put cork grease on that. It's not a cork, it's metal. So you just gently slide it in. You have to be careful of this piece though. If you try to turn it in, you can affect this metal piece. So just gently, with pressure, push it down and twist it. And then you want to tighten these little fastener screws just like on the ligature. Okay, so test it. This is a good height. If it's, I have to bring it up because my neck strap is too low, then I need to tighten my neck strap. If it's too low and I have to bring it up to me, then I need to loosen my, or I need to adjust my neck strap. So I'm pretty good at knowing where is a good height on my neck strap, and different neck straps are different, so when you first put it on, you kind of want to just test it out, get used to where you like it to be. So now I have that all assembled, and I can take off my cap, and I'm ready to play.